Hi, submarine friends. Well, I'm waiting for parts. I'm always waiting for parts. Drives me crazy. So anyways, today I'm doing little jobs that need to be done. They're boring, but they need to be done. For instance, this morning, I made this mount for the alternator on the engine. This actually will also charge the batteries for the electric drive on the sub. So I'm going to put a larger alternator on here, probably 60 amps or so. This is only about a 45. I have lots of time to charge the batteries. There's no rush because I always have to travel quite a distance to a dive spot. And I'm not going to have such a giant battery bank that it's a problem. I can always add more alternators on this jack shaft that I'm going to be installing once the parts arrive. So another thing, there's another change. I've decided I'm not using my high pressure compressor in the submarine. I'm going to use it as a portable compressor with a small gas engine on it. So the way this will work is I've ordered a new compressor pump, which is going to mount back in here. I've already installed the magnetic clutch to drive that pump, so that's already done. The starter's in. It's pretty much ready to fire up. I just have to reinstall the exhaust and hook up some water to it. But the reason I'm using the smaller air compressor and going with low pressure is it's a lot less complicated. That Bauer high pressure pump is really quite complicated, and I don't want to deal with that. I want it to be super simple. So the amount of air that I can carry at a lower pressure is equal to two scuba tanks, two 80-foot cubic scuba tanks, which is very standard on a submarine this size to just use two scuba tanks for surfacing. So I'm just going to mount two scuba tanks right here, and they will always be full at 3000 psi, which I can do with my own compressor, and they're only for emergency use. So if something goes wrong, I lose all the air in my low pressure system, it's backed up with a high pressure system. I could probably just use one 80 cubic foot scuba tank, really. That would be lots to surface this thing, no problem at all. In fact, I could surface twice on one 80 cubic foot scuba tank. And because it's only a reserve backup system, probably one tank is just fine. No point complicating things. I like to keep it simple. So I'm going to look for another boring task to pass the time while I wait for parts to arrive. I'm not sure what. Maybe I'll make the mount for the scuba tank. Anyways, that's it. Ciao.